Hey, this is your men's coach, Orlando. And guys, I wanted to chat with you a little bit about something that I see has been a lot more frequent than normal, and that is about divorce. You know, so much divorce is happening around us now. And in many cases, I realize that it's because as men, we are procrastinating a lot. We're taking too long. We're not listening to our partners. We tend to believe that all we need to do is provide. And that within and of itself is true, but that provision goes just beyond your ability to make sure that all the financial needs of your family is being met. You see, you need to remember as a man that you also need to provide that emotional connection. You need to provide that spiritual connection. You need to provide a psychological connection. And what is happening with us as men is that we spend so much time with this idea that once I provide financially and I'm able to meet the needs of my family as it relates to their physical needs, then I don't need to do anything else. Listen, I want to make an appeal to you now. If you're in a relationship and you want that relationship to go to the next level, you've got to stop thinking that you only need to provide in one area. You have responsibility to provide for your family in more than just the physical space. You see, guys, and what I'm hearing a lot of guys are saying, and what I find a lot of men are doing, is that we're not listening to our partners enough. And you've got to stop and listen. And if you know that there's something that you're doing that is not helping the relationship to be better, you've got to change it. You've got to get supports for that. You've got to be brutally honest with yourself and acknowledge that the way you're functioning in your relationship is killing it. If you are too entitled, it will kill your relationship. If you're a procrastinator, it will kill your relationship. If you're too aggressive, if you're a man who you're not listening to your partner, you're not listening to your kids, you're stuck or you're in a stagnant place. If you're a man who feels that you know it all and there's nothing else left for you to learn, then you are killing your relationship. So if you end up in that place where a divorce happens, then guys, it's a part of your negligence. Now, I know there are those relationships where, a partner gets up and they just decide they don't want to be here anymore. And there are persons who are not faithful and they go off and they cheat. And even if your partner cheats on you, that's on them, not on you. Okay, don't be blaming yourself. Don't put yourself in that space where you feel like, hey, I should have done more. In some cases, that is the reality. But in the cases where you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you have been doing all that is humanly possible, that's within your control, to make your marriage extra special and it doesn't work out, to blame yourself for that is sort of a long haul. You must first be very, very true to yourself and be able to say, hey, you know what? Actually, I did do my best. I did try to provide not just physically for my family. I provided socially, I provided emotionally, I provided psychologically. And if after you're doing all of that, and if you're present, and if you're not a part of a roommate agreement with your partner, because that's the next thing that kills a lot of marriages. You and your partner are just like roommates. Do you guys have fun together? Do you guys laugh together? Do you guys enjoy each other's company when you're not stoned, when you're not high? Do you guys enjoy each other's company naturally? Do you guys have good laughter together? Or does it have to be enhanced when you are engaged in excessive use of drugs or alcohol? Or is it a show that you put on when you have friends or family visiting? Remember, if your relationship, if your marriage is going to be extraordinary, you're going to have to remember that you have responsibility, not just to yourself, not just to your partner rather, but also to yourself, to continue to work on yourself, because personal development is not an event, it's a lifestyle. And you are going to get out of your relationship what you put into it. So if you're only investing financially in your relationship, then chances are you are not going to get much. But if you're providing emotionally, if you're providing socially, if you're providing psychologically, and if you know what that looks like, in other words, if you understand how to access those things for yourself, then you'll be better able to provide that for your partner. So listen, guys, I want you to stop playing around. If you want to have a meaningful relationship, you have got to do the work. You see, relationships don't just happen. Relationships require work. And a lot of us as men, we're willing to do hard work as it relates to in our professional roles. But we're not so willing to do hard work in our relationships. And I'm going to say this to you. Don't wait until you hit a crisis to say it's time for me to work on my relationship. Work on it right now. Go home right now if you're watching this video, or if you're watching this video together with your partner, and make that decision right now to start working on your relationship right now. Ask your partner real questions. Say, hey, hon, what do you think we need to work on? What do you think I need to be better at? What do you find I struggle with? Are you struggling with anger? Are you struggling with resentment? Are you struggling with your identity? Are you carrying around with you the scar from a past relationship? Whatever it is, I'm saying that you have got to work on that right now so that you can spend the quality time and you can be ready to invest in creating a safe space and a healthy environment in order for you to experience a long-lasting relationship. Guys, these things don't just happen overnight. These things happen with effort. These things happen with intentionality. These things happen with determination. These things happen when you're open enough to even get into that space where you're vulnerable enough with your partner so that you guys can work together. And I'm going to say to you guys that when you do all this work, what you've got to do is hope that your partner will be willing to do the work as well, so that both of you can create chemistry together and you can have a relationship that's second to none. Listen, this is your boy, your men's coach, Roland. Listen, guys, if you want to talk some more about this and how you can create and build a healthy, happy relationship, hey, why don't you tell us how you benefited from this video? Like, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys again about relationships in my next video.